that's going to take us to our next match of the night. And I really want to talk about this one before it begins. So
hit me with some facts.
All right, I'm going to
throw
hit you
me
with
some
all
knowledge.
the facts. So two different players with two very interesting backstories. So let's start off with the normal one, the relatively normal one. So it's Shujinkydink.
The relatively normal one.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
You'll see it with the second one. So Shujinkydink, he is, of course, the Quan father. Now,
yes.
He was the original Quan Chi in Mortal Kombat X. He created a lot of tech, and not just Mortal Kombat X, sorry, in Mortal Kombat 9 even before.
That's true.
Then in MKX, of course, he continued to be the Quan father. Very prominent player for his character. He's from Canada. I was about to say Canada. I always say Canada jokingly, but yeah, I actually want to go.
And he plays with fair and honest Firestorm.
Yes, quote unquote, his own line.
No,
fair and honest Firestorm.
As a Firestorm player as well, I think Firestorm is fair and honest.
All right. All right, that is fair. That is literally fair. But I want to move on to Limbo Dog. So Limbo Dog,
the not normal,
the not normal one, as far as you can get from normal. Now Limbo Dog, aka FrightNightTV, you all may have seen him in the stream chats, in this very stream chat. But I don't think he's here today. He might be. You might actually see him. But he is an infamous troll from very many years ago. He's from Chicago. He's actually our second player from Chicago tonight, and he is just. I don't even have words for him. So just to give you an idea, I was like, Limbo, you have points in Chicago. Why did you enter Seattle today? And he said, well, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to see if I can make it on stream for once. No real reason. And I'm like, well, why don't you just enter Chicago? And he said, well, Chicago's too early for me. I'm not a morning person. But Chicago starts at noon. It's not even in the morning. This guy, he's a pretty intense troll, and he has literally nothing to win from this match. He could win this entire week, and it would mean literally nothing to him, except for the fact that he managed to troll all the rest of the players.
And he was on stream.
Yeah, and that he was on stream. But, yeah, it's, oh, that's right. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. Why don't you tell us that? Why don't you tell us the little line that Too Easy.
So Too Easy said about this gentleman, I hope Limbo doesn't go 0-2 so I can mop him real quick and send him back to GGA Weeklies where he gets mopped some more.
Oh, that is a call out. So that means that if Limbo wins this, he will go up against Too Easy, which Too Easy also assumed that he wasn't going to lose. Correct. But right now it's looking pretty even. Now tell me a little bit about this matchup between Aquaman and fair and balanced Firestorm.
So that's just it, right? Firestorm is so fair and balanced that it's very difficult for him to fight a character like Aqualad.
Oh yes. Looking fair and balanced right now.
That's it. That's my whole.
That is literally it.
No,
all right.
So Firestorm, I mean, there's some things in this matchup that actually go in his favor. One of those things is the fact that, like many other characters, including Black Adam, he can punish Tentacle Strike with Molten Trap, similar to the way Black Adam can punish Tentacle Strike with Black Magic. However, the really nice thing about punishing with that is if meter burned, it can go into a combo. If he traits, he can use the plus frames from EX Blast, and he actually can do like normal combo damage to Aquaman and still be plus and still have his turn. Traversely, his normals are not that great, especially compared to a character like Aquaman, so he may struggle, you know, up close or even at that mid-range where Aquaman excels. So it's kind of like a give or take. Firestorm has to be very patient. He has to utilize Molten Trap from a distance where he can't get punished, because that actually can't be punished by Tentacle Strike. And he's got to be very patient. Once Aquaman gets in with all the plus frames and the fact that Firestorm does not have a 6-frame normal, it gets a little tricky up close. So push block is definitely a huge, I think, a huge factor in this matchup as well.
Yeah, we could see that, and right now we're seeing Dink do a lot of the things that you were mentioning. He has been really trying to control that sort of mid-range game with the low ground blast, just like that. Wow.
This is going to be big damage. You should be able to close it out here.
Ooh, not quite. Goes for the reset and still going to catch.
Goes into it. So EX Blast is actually +4, and Stand 2 as well as Stand 3. Stand 2 is actually a 7-frame mid. And Stand 3, it might be 8, I apologize, but Stand 3 is also an 8-frame mid, which makes all of his mids 4 to 5 frames after the plus frames.
Right, we talk about this now. He is a very strong projectile character, but really, Firestorm, he excels when he has meter and is able to pressure you.
Yes, his pressure up close is extremely dangerous. And he does very healthy damage. Wow, look at that.
He completely caught him out of the meter burn back 3 on Wake Up by using the meter burn second hit of the low ground blast to break the armor.
Yeah, and this is looking fantastic. Sitting and level 3 trait, gaining life while slowly deteriorating the life of Fright Night. And Dink is about to win his second game very quickly. I mean, we were just explaining the players and the matchup, and just like that, Shujinkydink is up 2-0 in a matchup that many would say is lopsided in Aquaman's favor.
Ooh, many. I wonder who that would be.
Probably just me. Dink, I don't know.
Yeah, the only 2 Firestorm players left in this scene.
No, there's definitely one more. I think Dr.
There were a few. There were definitely a few. We saw some. We've seen a couple. Dr. Stabs plays?
No.
No.
It doesn't.
It's just a great name, right?
I know. I was just thinking about it.
Well, there are definitely some others.
No, there's definitely other Firestorm players. Just not, you know, out in the open. We're like closet Firestorm players.
All right, so I also want to talk a little bit about this. Before the match, Dink did tell me that he's been practicing with Goldie and practicing the Aquaman matchup a lot. So he's definitely put a lot of work into that matchup. It really showed. But Limbo, now Limbo is a player who he really uses the complete meta. He was, for a while, he was the agent of the complete meta, and he plays all the top tiers. So he's not just going to have Aquaman in his pocket, he's going to have Superman, he's going to have Black Adam, and right now we're seeing him essentially say that he wasn't comfortable with Aquaman enough.
Firestorm can punish those air lasers really easily with Torpedo, or Flamepedo. Sorry, I was trying to think of a cool name for it, and I just couldn't.
I think it's called actually like Fusion Charge, is that right?
You are correct.
That's a pretty cool name.
It's not as cool as Flamepedo.
Hey, it works. I know, I do like Flamepedo. I can't lie. And I do love this blue Firestorm costume.
Yeah, I also like it a lot. I believe this one is Jason's choice. Huh.
It's actually pretty ironic. The last match we had
and there's
the
another
blue
one
fire character.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool colors for Firestorm, actually.
Yeah, but we had the blue fire character and the red water character in the last game.
Mm-hmm. Correct. But right now, Dink is doing a fantastic job of keeping Superman at bay. Again, because of his normals being a little stubby, he does suffer in that mid-range. And the same with Aquaman, the problem persists where 4-2-3 is outside of pretty much all of his normals range.
Right, I mean, that's pretty much the case for a lot of the cast, but in particular, it's pretty scary for Firestorm. Now, the big advantage is that he does have options to try and get out of 4-2-3 breath pressure. Oh, and this should be it, actually.
No, not quite. He's going to hit him on... wakes up. A charge. Wait a second. Nope. Just gets blasted in the face.
And that's all it takes. Now, Limbo, trolling his way into top 8 winners, has now trolled his way into top 8 losers.
Yep.
And so he'll be moving down to fight the winner of one of the other losers bracket matches. But Dink really showing that he put a lot of work into a lot of these matches, and that's really something you need to do as a competitor. When you have somebody who plays a lot of top tiers, you know, like Aquaman and Superman, you need to be ready for those matches. You need to be ready if they switch. You can't just have that one character mindset, and Dink showed that he has it. So he's going to move on